sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Ajele and I am back with another recipe. Yes, these are the kontomere that we got from my Cece's garden, and I couldn't cook it that same day, so this is the next day. I kept it in water so that it does not shrivel or die, and I like to spray it with some vinegar and then I'll wash it thoroughly and set it aside. Cristo Heo Mi Fodon Cristo Jalo Lela Lemeli Abu Mi Be Then to a pot, add in your choice of meat. To that, I'll add some all-purpose seasoning, chopped red onions, salt to taste, and we'll be adding 1 spice blend cube. Give it a good stir and allow it to cook in its own juices. And we are back to check on our meat. It has been cooking in its own juices for a while, so I'll add in some water and I'll allow this cook until the meat is to my preferred tenderness. Our meat have cooked beautifully. It is halfway cooked because I don't want it to be too soft. We will continue the cooking process in the stew. Then in the same pot, I'll add in some palm oil. To that, some sliced onions and a piece of momoni longshala. This is our homemade longshala. Okay, I'll leave the link to that video for you to check out. And then we'll allow the momoni to melt beautifully into our oil, which will add an amazing flavor to our stew. At this point, I'll add in 1 spice blend cube and also our homemade tomato sauce. I also went ahead to add in some grounded chili peppers. I'll give everything a good stir, cover and allow it to cook for about 10 minutes. And we are back. Our stew is looking good. I decided to add in some wele, and since we didn't steam it together with the rest of the protein, I'll add it now. I also added some shrimp powder. I'll give it a good stir, cover it up, and allow it to cook for an additional 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and cut the kontomere to my preferred sizes. I'll be slicing mine. You can chop them into pieces or you can boil and grind before adding it into your sauce or stew. After sharing the video of us harvesting these, people thought they were poisonous, others thought they were flowers. Where I'm from, these are delicious vegetables that we so much love. But please do your research before using it in a recipe. Now back to check on our stew. It has cooked down beautifully. As you can see, it has a lot of oil on top of it, meaning our stew is almost ready. So I'm going to add in some baked mackerel and then our meat, and I'll allow it simmer for about 8 minutes. And just like that, our stew is ready. But before adding in the kontomere, I'm going to set part of it aside because at times my youngest son do not care for green leafy vegetable stew. So I always do this just in case he's not in the mood. And then I'll add in our kontomere, stir everything together and allow it to cook until it is well done. While that is going on, we're going to go ahead and prep our agushi. So I added into a bowl To that, I'll add enough water and I'll stir until it is well combined. I'm also going to go ahead and grate in some onion to give it a very beautiful flavor. I'll stir everything together and I'll set it aside to swell beautifully. While that is going on, we would be pairing this delicious stew with some yams. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up the yam and put it into water while I have some hot water going. Once the water is nice and hot, we're going to go ahead and transfer the yam into the water and we'll cook it until it is nice and tender. And we always like to add some eggs as well. Be sure to freeze whatever yams you don't use for later use. Then in a pan, we're going to add in some palm oil. To that, our nicely swelled up agushi, and we'll cook this until it is well done. And you will know that because it'll go from this creamy texture to a overcooked scrambled eggs texture. And you want to add some salt to taste. Usually you want to add your agushi to your tomato sauce and ensure that it is well cooked before adding in your kontomere, because if you add the agushi after the kontomere, then it'll end up looking greenish instead of a beautiful bright white or orange color. Also, some have complained that whenever they make kontomere stew and they add agushi, they end up with water sitting on the bottom of their sauce. This would be your solution because this ensures that all the water is cooked out of your agushi beautifully. My mom's secret recipe. We'll then add the agushi into our sauce because the sauce is ready. Our agushi is also fully cooked. We'll stir everything together, allow it to simmer for about 5 minutes, and our sauce is ready. Our palava sauce, agushi stew, kontomere stew, or egusi soup, whichever way you want to call it, it is ready. All that is left is for us to serve and enjoy. Yes, this was super delicious. The fresh kontomere, oh, so delicious. We also enjoyed it with some rice, by the way. Sis, thank you so much for allowing me be the first to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I am so proud of you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to try the recipe. If you do, share some pictures with me on Instagram and I will be so happy to share it on my story. Until I see you in the next one, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke onamini ochemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all. Continental food, madam. Ow, food, madam. International food,